All right. Well, we're all about Huey on this episode as well because we've got some Huey helps. Actually, we have a few, so we'll probably just do one, and then we can save the others for the next episode. So, do we actually have our sounder this week? Oh,
I do.
Great. Perfect.
It's with the Dan Archie on.
Okay, I love it.
All right, ready?
Yep.
If you've got trouble, we've got the cure for what ails ya.
The Bay Area's bestie, Huey, is here with advice.
It's Huey Help.
I love this thing. And now I can dance since I'm standing up. I'm like half sitting. This is a thigh workout.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine. All right. So this is an interesting one because I kind of sort of have dealt with this, and this is like a hot topic in Pacifica right now. So when I saw this, I was like, okay, this is a good one. So Brant says, my neighbor, my neighbor parked his car in front of my house in November.
Okay.
And it hasn't moved since then. Mm-hmm. I said something to him about it around Christmas time when we were having family over and would have liked our guests to park there, and he told me it's broken down. So the city has a rule against parking inoperable vehicles on the road. Should I say something to him again, or do I just call the city like a Karen and complain about it that way?
Call the city.
You think call the city?
Hands down.
Yeah.
So I've been in that same situation. It was last year. So in our neighborhood in Alameda, there was this car that literally was parked outside of our house, I think for 3 months.
Yeah.
I'm not exaggerating. It really was a long time. Wow. And at first it was like, okay, maybe a week or two. It's like one thing. And then we noticed that car has not moved.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if my brother or my dad talked to one of the other neighbors and they said, oh, that person's up in Reno right now.
Oh.
I thought I heard something. Yeah, it's like they're up in Reno. It's like, wait, so why you leave your car on the street like that? So I'm with you. So I've been in the same situation. It is so effing annoying that you park in front. This is in front of our house. This is our one spot.
It's your spot.
In our house. I mean, it's like...
it's a public street, but it's like an unspoken rule.
Yes, exactly.
Our house and our yard runs into that piece of concrete. Therefore, that's kind of our parking.
Yes. So because we have 3 cars. So it's we park in the driveway, park on the street, and then somewhere else on the street or behind or something like that. Yeah. So this car was taking our one spot and it was not moving. I was like, what's the deal here?
Yeah.
And finally, just one day, the car just disappeared or moved. And I was like, oh my God, they're back in town, these people. And I remember we called, I got annoyed. I was like, I'm going to call the city. I was trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. I don't want to give
3 months is, you gave them a while.
Yeah. So we called the non-emergency line to the police department.
The Karen complaint line.
Yes, exactly. The Huey complaint line.
Yeah, exactly.
So I called it and just left a message there. And I don't think they came out right away. I took photos for proof. And I think, what was it, my brother? My brother might know better, but I think we finally saw a cop on the street and we're like, hey, this car is not moving. I think they finally tagged it because that's the thing. I think the rule is if a car hasn't moved in 3 days, you can call in on it.
I just looked it up.
Okay.
Well, at least in Pacifica. Let me see if Alameda's the same way. But on Pacifica, the cityofpacifica.org, it says an abandoned vehicle is one that has been left on a city street for more than 72 hours, so 3 days, without moving more than 1/10 of a mile.
Yep.
Or is otherwise inoperable. Mm-hmm. So you can't even just stay parked in the same spot. Even if it's operable, you can't stay parked for 3 days or more.
So that's the thing. It's if you see a car that's parked more than 3 days, you can call in on it. And then I think they tag it. They put a little note on it.
That's also in the case in Alameda.
Yeah. So they put an orange sticker on the windshield. And I think that's just to mark it. And then if they come back in a day or two and they notice the car still has not moved, then they know, okay, we already... we marked this car once. That they want to give them the benefit of the doubt. This is your warning, move your car. But if they come back and the car's still there and there's a sticker on it, it's okay, then I think they have the right to tow it or something.
Yeah. I mean, look, 3 months is a really long time. And he's saying November. So, yeah, I mean, he's going on 4 months at this point. This is a big deal in Pacifica because there's a lot of RV parking.
Yeah.
People just rolling up in front of your house in an RV and parking there for days, weeks on end.
Wow.
Yeah, that became a big deal. In fact, it still kind of is in certain parts of the city. So instead of going to an RV park, they're just you look out your window and all you can see is an RV.
Yeah.
That happened to another person on our street. And I understand. That's frustrating.
Also, so I'm with you. If your neighbor's doing that, obviously they don't care about their other neighbors. They're being a dick at that point, and it's just really annoying. So I have no problem calling in and snitching on them or calling it because, get out of my effing spot. I have another pet peeve kind of similar to it is terrible parkers or non-courteous parkers.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like
Yes.
you have a stretch of sidewalk, and there's a stretch of sidewalk right outside of our house, beyond our spot, past the next driveway. If everyone parks correctly, you could easily park 4 cars there.
Yeah.
But I hate when someone parks and there's not enough room to park behind or in front of it.
Yep.
So sometimes you only can get like 3 cars or 2 cars. It becomes like, you damn a-hole, back your car up or park your car to the very end of the parking, the sidewalk or to the block where the white line is. Park to the end there. And that way all the cars can fall in line properly afterwards, or park at the end of the beginning of the block. And so that way there's enough room for 4 cars to park there.
Or you're going to get a visit from Danarchy.
I know.
Damn it.
It's like the Hulk. I go from Huey to Danarchy.
Exactly. I just Googled, is there a male equivalent of the name Karen? Because I legitimately didn't know. It said no. However, some names that have been suggested include Terry, Greg, Ken, and Keith. That's so random. I have no idea why. We're going to add Danny in there as well, just for good measure. Yeah, no, I actually agree with you. You know, look, my heart goes out to people that have like a car that's broken down and they're like, WTF? Because the level of adulting involved with getting rid of a car like that is super duper annoying. Yeah. But you could always call Cars for Kids. I do know that because Nikki Black tells us that all the time. But it's just, it's annoying.
It's annoying just not being courteous.
It's a Chad. I have heard that, Michaela. It's a Chad.
That's what's annoying. It's like you're not being courteous of your surroundings. It's like, listen, parking is limited in most cities now, especially in my neighborhood.
Especially the Bay Area.
My neighborhood in Alameda, a lot of the old school Victorian houses, normally back in the day, it was just one family. A lot of them have been turned into duplexes, triplexes. So there's multiple families living in one house. So each of them, let's say they all just have one car. That's 3 cars now on the street that's trying to find parking.
Right.
So please just be courteous of your neighbors. Park better so that way you can fit as many cars in the neighborhood as you can. And it's just, like I said, it's annoying. Like I have one neighbor right now. I could send you a photo later today, unless they move, how he parked. He left literally like 5 feet behind him. It's not enough to park another car there,
right? But
it's just enough where it's like, dude, you could have backed up 5 feet and there'd been more room in front for another car to park.
Don't be a dick.
I see. I was like, I wanted to write a note. Be like, hey, douchebag, park better.
That's funny. You'd be very proud of me. On Saturday morning, we went to SF MoMA to the museum. And I parked. It's in one of those parking garages that's like super tight. And we were in my Jeep and I just pulled in and I was like, everybody hops out. We got all our crap, our jackets, it's raining, all that stuff. And I look back at my car and I'm like, oh, I parked like shit.
Okay.
And so I'm like, all right, boys, you go over by the elevator. Yeah. I'm going to go back and repark. And I did. Yes. I went back, I squeezed my little butt in, and I reparked because I didn't want to be that person. That's called being considerate.
I've done that too. I've done where I parked, I'm like, oh, I'm over the line, or I'm like, oh, I should move over a little bit. That way the person, when they come back to their car, they have a little more room to open the door.
To get in.
So I have readjusted my car because I'm a good person like that.
Exactly.
Unlike douchebag neighbors who don't know how to park correctly and courteous of their other neighbors who can fit the maximum amount of 4 cars in this stretch on the neighborhood block there.
This is getting really awkward if any of your neighbors from Alameda are watching this right now.
I don't care. F you.
Oh, by the way, this reminds me, I got loads of messages. I think it was from the last episode where you like went off about something.
Yeah.
And they're like, I love Huey going off. Like you're usually like warm and fuzzy, cuddly Huey that doesn't like rant and rave. So this Danarchy side of you, I'm really digging.
It's my Hulk form.
It is.
It's actually funny. So shout out to our friend Paulie Mack, him and Creative Tony. They have a podcast.
Yes.
Paulie's Particles. That's their daily podcast that they do. And I was in the chat saying hi. And Paulie went on this. He saw me and he started just talking about me. He's like, Huey, Daddy, he's a huge guy. Nice guy. He's a giant. He's super nice. I would hate to be around him if he got mad one day.
Yeah, well, here it is. So park like shit in front of him and see what happens. F around and find out.
I really want to stand outside and tell the guy, because he lives in he lives in the back of a house where the garage got turned into an apartment.
Now we're getting specific.
And literally, so the side of his house is part of our yard. Oh. I could bang on his wall, technically. So it was a Saturday night. I picked up my brother Tommy. We came home. Him and a lady were walking in. And so Tommy and I are sitting in the car watching him.
My God.
Look, he's bringing a girl home. And then she went inside. And we saw him run back to his car, and I told my brother, "Oh, he's getting condoms."
I was just going to say that. He went back to go get the condoms.
Went to get the condoms out of the car.
Did he run to the car with no pants on?
No, but literally he went in, turned the car or the lights on, and then shut the car and went back inside.
That's exactly.
He went to get condoms for her.
Yep, that were in his glove compartment.
But then I was gonna be like, "Oh man!" And then I stood by the fence.
Dude, you're a creeper neighbor now. Now he's got beef with you.
I told my brother, I was like, "Look, I can hear them talking right now. I should yell, 'Move your fucking car!'" Cock block him, say, "Move your fucking car right now, douchebag." Or I was gonna wait out there and I hear, I was gonna bang on the wall.
Oh my God, please make this the social media clip. Dan Arky is off the rails.
See, I can show. I'll send you a private video of what I'm talking.
I don't want you to video the guy.
No, but just the setup that I'm talking about in front of my house.
Okay.
So you could get a better painted picture of what I'm doing.
That's fair enough. I don't want to see any. I don't want any of that. Don't be a weird creeper.
I could be like Wilson on. Was it Wilson on Home Improvement?
Yes.
Where you lean over the fence.
You just see eyes, just the eyes. That's all you ever get. Huey eyes. Huey's judgy eyes at you. Oh, my God. Well, this was a treasure. Thank you so much for bringing in your air checks from
You're
20
welcome.
years ago.
I can't
You
believe,
did good, kid. You've come a long way.
Thank you. I like to think I've learned a lot from many great radio people
You have.
here at the station. So thank you to all of them for your help.
For all raising you upright. Raising Dan Arky, a.k.a. Baby Huey upright. I feel like Dan Arky needs a cape of some sort. Like, I feel like this
It's a superhero.
I feel like this is going to be your Halloween costume for this year. Like, we need a Dan Arky, costume contest of some. We're going to make it happen.
Okay. We got what? What's October?
We got a little
8
bit of
months.
time.
Yeah, we got 8 months.
Yeah, I have a little counter on my. I don't even know where my phone is. I have a little counter on my. By the way, I do have my blanket here. I was freezing, so I've got my little skull blanket here. Yeah, I usually have a counter on my phone that tells me how many days until Halloween. Your resident Morticia.